Hi there, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Tuesday's Talk with Grada. My name is Grada Robertson and I'm the co-owner of the Purple House Wellness Center in Forth. Every Tuesday around about this time, I share something about my work or I have a conversation about an important topic that will help your life, and every week I also share some practices. So today I want to teach you how to be more open to receiving, because we have grown up from our early childhood to be closed to receiving. So this might be a new topic for you. So I just want to have a little bit of a conversation around it first, and then I'm going to take you through a feeling practice where you feel the difference in your body so that you know you are open to receiving and closed. And with the idea that you can train yourself, this is true, you can train yourself to the flow of support, good luck, good fortune, everything that's good in the universe. You want to position yourself in that flow. You don't want to be sitting right next to it so it bypasses you, if that makes sense. So you probably all know of one or two people in your life who always seem to have it so easy, like everything flows to them, and then they have a new car or they go on a holiday that you want to go to or whatever, you know, they seem to have it all. They always, it's like Lady Luck shines down on them, right? And then of course, you also know people, I'm sure, who are always bumping along the bottom of struggle street, and they never seem to get out of that state of struggling. And most of us are somewhere in the middle, right? So today I want to explain that we have control over where we position ourselves. Are we putting ourselves right in the middle of good luck and good fortune? Or are we where we feel supported and nourished and it fills up our tanks or our cup, so to speak? Or are we putting ourselves in a place where there is a lot of hard work, overwork, striving, procrastination, lots of effort, and yet we always feel as if the brakes are on and the end goal is somehow always out of reach. It still kind of misses us, right? So I teach my clients to be receptive, and over time their whole life changes. I teach him to be the luckiest person in the world, right? Some people, and you can be the lucky person. So it all boils down to knowing how to do that. And lots of people don't know that receiving is different to taking. So there's actually a little bit of stigma around receiving as well that I want to clear, especially in Australia, probably. So if you take something, that implies that you are robbing or stealing something from the other person. Like you can be an energy taker, like, or you're taking other people's belongings that you haven't asked for, or maybe asked for it but it wasn't given to you, and so you just take it and walk away with it, and it doesn't make you feel good. You know, the energy of that, you feel that in your body, isn't a good energy. So I'm not talking about being a taker. Like people think, I would rather be a giver always than a taker. And so we actually have the wrong idea going in our body, and so we're missing out on receiving because we want to be a giver. We want to overgive. I used to be that person. Especially many women are like that because you're a mom, so you're always on demand, and or you're an empath and you just give, and so on. And you don't want to be taking because you want to enrich the world, but that's not the right idea. This is about giving and receiving for yourself into your own heart, which is an energetic experience that will bring you into alignment with the universe, because the universe is a place of abundance. The universe is a place of infinite everything, and energetically speaking, the more you receive from the universe, the more that amplifies all around you. So you become enriched and everyone around you also receives the blessings. So one thing to remember is that this is something you can learn. You can open and block the flow. We're going to do that in a minute. Now, how do you know if you are blocking the flow? Well, obviously, you experience struggle in your life. But when we block the flow of receiving, so we're not a good receiver, we often get high anxiety. We start flipping out, spinning out rather. What are some other things? We begin to worry about trivial things. We just get caught in that negative loop and we become dominated by fear. Whereas if you learn how to be open and receptive, your mind becomes quiet. So anxiety goes down, stress disappears almost, especially when you practice it, and good things start to flow into your life. So when I say open to receiving, or becoming a powerful receiver, or knowing how to be receptive, you might ask, well, what am I receptive to then? What is she talking about? So I'm actually talking about receiving from the universe. So if you think of the universe or source or God or the divine as an infinite field of love and acceptance, and infinite wisdom and everything, infinite ideas, everything, infinite support, and you're actually swimming in it. You're surrounded by it. It's coming at you from all angles and you feel supported by it in the moment. That's what I'm talking about. That changes your internal chemistry. You feel held, you feel supported. And when you are disconnected from that, on the other hand, you get all the problems that I see in my clients, like anxiety, fear, procrastination, people don't follow up on their ideas, the money doesn't flow, love doesn't flow, and so on. So I know this intimately because, I had to learn through the School of Hard Knocks. And you all know my story when I got hit by a truck in 2006 and I nearly died. I pretty much lost, my ability to walk for a while. Maybe it was meant to be forever, but anyway. So I had lots of broken bones, internal bleeding, and catastrophic injuries. What saved me at that time was that something switched in me, in my nervous system, in my brain. I couldn't struggle anymore. I knew any extra effort on my part, any worry about my finances or children or my everyday life would kill me, because I probably only had I was living like a hair away from dying for the first 7 days, because I had internal bleeding and stuff that nobody could stop. So nobody could put me together for like the first 7 days. So I just had to lie there as still as I could and be open to receive help from the field of infinite love and infinite healing, infinite energy, infinite life force, infinite wisdom, everything. And I immediately knew how to do this. So that's interesting too, isn't it? Nobody taught me. I just something switched in me, and I actually did feel very held and comforted and supported from second to second, because when you're in a lot of pain, time slows down, and the clock was ticking very slow. So I was living in the present moment and I felt fully supported. So you can experience that today. And I guess the reason I immediately flipped to that was because we come into the world like that when we're little babies, because little babies are helpless, aren't they? So they need help for everything. The only thing pretty much that they can do is breathe on their own, cry and poo and pee. And so they're dependent on their caretaker for absolutely everything. So they're receiving non-stop, and that's natural. It's natural in us to be open to receive, to be a powerful receiver. So receiving is powerful, it's not weak. So let's have a little practice now that I've convinced you that receiving is a good thing and it needs to fit into your daily vocabulary, like that you live by it, that you catch yourself being open to receiving, or that you catch yourself becoming closed. So let's just do this together and see how that feels for you. If you can feel what I'm talking about. So I want you to close your eyes, if not if you're driving, of course, but if you're sitting somewhere safe, close your eyes and become conscious of your inner being, your inner world. Just imagine like even being a baby, perhaps that might be easier, or like a little child that's dependent on the caregiver for everything. So just feel yourself get very soft, feel your feet on the floor, your bottom is supported in the chair, and you are breathing. You are supported already by your breath, because you're not breathing, it's your body or your inner being doing that for you. So just breathing in and out. And now I want you to become aware of your surroundings. So like imagine all behind you, this infinite spaciousness on the sides and above and below you, just infinite space. And this space is the energy, pure energy of support and love, help, acceptance. Everything is in order. Everything you might ever need, want, is already found in that field, and it's coming towards you. It's supporting you, and you're being held by it right in this moment. And now I want you to tune into your body, especially your tummy or the back of your head or your throat. These are all centers where we block the flow of energy. Just focus on one center, maybe your throat. And I want you to listen to what I'm saying. And I'm saying, I'm open to receiving. I'm open to receiving. I'm open and receptive. And just notice how that feels, what changes for you. Do you feel more spacious, more relaxed, more joy? Your joy meter goes up. And then I'm going to say the opposite. Now tune into your body again. So I'm going to say, I am closed to receiving. I am closed. I'm closed to the flow of abundance. I'm closed to support. I am closed. So now I want you to take notice. What is that like for your body? Did that feel more familiar, or do you suddenly notice how tense your body is? Like sometimes your back might feel really tense, or your neck, or you get a headache, or your brain feels very squeezy. And it literally feels more constricted, like your whole life shrinks. Opportunities shrink. You're cut off literally from that flow from the universe. So let's just go back and just relax again, and we're going to reset your neurology. So just relax, allow your eyeballs to soften, allow the back of your head to become very spacious, and your brain, just let your brain go all floppy, your shoulders relax, your tummy soften, feel your bottom on the chair, your feet on the floor. And we're going to finish by saying, I am a powerful receiver. You can open your hands as they lie in your lap, so your hands allow them to receive. I am receptive. I'm open to receiving. I'm open to receiving more. I'm open to receiving more and more. I am open to receiving. It's safe for me to be very open to receiving. It's very safe for me to be open to receiving. It's very, very safe for me to be receptive. It's safe for me to be in the flow of receptivity. I give myself permission to receive. I am receiving. I am open to receive. So you can gently open your eyes again and just notice how that was for your body, how that felt different to you, to striving, working hard, bracing yourself against life, everything which has all been instilled to us since our earliest childhood. That's the reason why we have turned out the way we are and why we live our lives the way we do, because it feels like the safest way, right? So I'm not saying, by the way, that when you want to achieve great things, that life's going to be easy for you. Like, the beginning of everything is hard, right? It takes a lot of grant and so on to start something, or to start a new project, or to turn your life around, to upgrade yourself. But when you're open to receiving, everything becomes so much easier. You will never burn out. So people often don't start a new project because they think, or they're offered an opportunity and they think, no, I'm going to burn out. So no, I'm going to be wise. I'm going to say no. But it's actually, I'm going to ask you to consider saying yes. This would be an amazing opportunity. And at the same time, you're going to be held in the moment by the universe, because I'm open to receiving, because my chemistry is open to receiving, and the universe is going to meet you and exceed all your expectations. So that's really what I wanted to work with today, being in a state of open receptivity, and miracles will happen then, right? So just to get back to my story, that's what saved my life. I'm sure of it, being in a state of receptivity. Another word could be surrender. But I find if you say surrendering, that might have a little bit of a negative connotation, because, for instance, the Dutch had to surrender to the Germans during the Second World War. You know, history, it's just all the history is also in ourselves. So we think, no, I'm not going to surrender to this and that. I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep struggling. I'm going to do it my way. So when you say receiving, not many people would have a natural resistance to receiving, because receiving feels good. The child cries and receives comfort. The child cries and it receives a biscuit or food. And so we have the same thing going on in our body as well. So receptivity is the bridge between you and a greater life. So I hope that you enjoy this and that you continue to practice it. Just tune into your body every day a little bit, touch base with yourself, and see where you are with your receptivity muscle. It's just like a muscle that you exercise in the gym. And when you find that life is passing you by, or you're missing out on opportunities, or you're struggling too hard, just remember to be open to receiving. You might have unconsciously closed down again or disconnected from source. So I hope that you found this helpful. Let me know what you think. Let me know how that felt for you. And I'm here to help you. If you're stuck in your life and need some healing, you know where to find me. Booking for a session with me or Peter. And I hope you have a really, really great week. Big love from me. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. See you next week. Bye.